Now, speaking of banking, mobile money is gradually becoming a major means of payment for the unbanked and the underserved in Ghana. The rapid growth in mobile money centers in the country, which typically requires a mere tabletop to set up, and the fact that the vendors almost always have money on them, have made them prime targets for robbers. There's been a widespread attack on mobile money vendors in the country. We will be touching base with some of our correspondents. But the latest of these attacks happened in Asalam Down right here in Accra, where a vendor was shot and killed on Monday evening. These attacks have prompted a conversation on the security of mobile money operators in the country. Listen to some mobile money operators on how they are dealing with the issue.
Yes, I heard it this morning and I was so like, oh. Is it still going on? Because I'm also afraid that when they come to us and then we didn't get any money from us, maybe they could shoot us the same way as they did to the guy. Yes, once, but not here. Somewhere when I was starting the mobile money somewhere before. They came to me and then it was not secure like this. So the money was on the counter and then they just pick it and then they leave me. I didn't put any security measures because I'm working with my boss here and he knows everything more than me, and not too safe because I can attack maybe when I'm going home or maybe when I'm here. So I'm just praying to God that nothing happened to me. The security measure is that we should close early. That's all. Around if you can close like 6 o'clock, it will be okay.
We run on shift, so if the other person is leaving, he takes some of the money home so that we keep the rest here. Yes, very dangerous, but I'm safe with those who come and sit around me. When they are with me, I'm okay. I'm okay handling such amount. The income we get, let's say a day, it's not much. So hiring a security personnel, it's going to bring the company down. Government cannot do much about it, but at least the little that he can do for us is he should get let's say a call center that we can reach on if there is any attack by armed robbers.
Not been attacked, but we had an experience like they used to come, like we have been seeing them doing their actions. Sometimes they will come and ask how much do you have in your account, how much are you having. They just want to know the quantity, the amount you have here. Later on they can come and so me when I see them like that, sometimes in the night somebody will come, Iska. If I watch your face, most of the time some of them are rastas and things. I will say no, I don't have money, or the one who is working here is not around, to avoid those attacks. Yeah, we are here to open the shop and we can see them passing by. So the motor passed by, boom. So they stopped and they came back. So the moment they came back, I was here with my boss. So we are afraid and we ran away to this house. So we ran there so that whenever they wanted to take any action, we can shout for help. So I have a small knife here. That's the only security something I have here. Just a knife that's because you know here the money is inside and I'm working here. So when I cash out the money or I send the money here, I go inside and bring the money out. So when I go inside and you come there, you are not supposed to be there. There is for me alone. Yeah. So when you come there, I can do anything I want for you. So I would say I have only knife. That's small knife here for my own protection. We need the help. We need government help. And you see, we are not mature. We don't know how the government can help us. But I have my own small, my little brain that if the government can buy a CCTV camera, I don't know, those type of cameras for us, so that when something is happening, somebody can watch it somewhere and come and defend or, yeah.
Pretty interesting way of dealing with it that this gentleman speaks about, arming himself with a knife or the machete, and of course asking for CCTV cameras. Let's head to Kumasi, where Nanaya Aljima has been following up on what mobile money vendors there have been doing. Hello, Nanaya. How would you describe the situation there?
The situation is quite similar to what is happening in Accra. The last time Kumasi witnessed such mobile money robberies was in June, where a female vendor was shot twice in both sides by some armed robbers, and after that, they also made away with her money that she had made for the day. So mobile money attacks are rampant. They are common in the Ashanti region, and most of these robberies happen in broad daylight. So some of these mobile money vendors are now finding remedies to the situation. They are strategizing to deal with the situation, and most of them have resorted to not carrying huge sums of money to their operational points, because they feel if you have huge sums of money there, that is when these attacks, when it happen, will help, will contribute to the collapse of your business. So they've resorted to not carrying huge amounts of money to their operational points, and some of them are moving from open operational environments, that's from the tabletop to cages and shops, to help settle with the situation. But yes, so most of them are saying that though they are moving to shops and other cage areas, they are still targets, because that is not enough to deal with the situation. So in the Ashanti region, most of the mobile money vendors here are still in fear.
Well, Nana, here in Accra, we just spoke to a gentleman, one of the gentlemen who is a vendor, who says that he's got a knife on him. He has also a space where he does a transaction, which is quite far from where the money is actually kept. Do the mobile money vendors tell you how what mechanisms they're putting in place to sort of protect themselves? Some are actually asking for CCTV camera installations.
All right, some of them have some small, I should say, cages within their cage, where they keep their money. But yes, so when someone comes with a gun or something, definitely he will force you to open it. So yes, so they say it's not safe. But one other mechanism that most of them are adopting now is that if you operate in an area where the place sometimes go calm, there are no more people in the environment. And whenever it gets to that time, we should know that you also have to close so that people will not easily make you out and come and take your money. Right. So that's one of the mechanisms they've adopted. And some also are saying, due to this situation, they will have to close earlier than they used to. So if most of them have shifted their closing time to 5:30 and 5 o'clock, and they are no more selling to people they do not know. After that time, after 5 p.m., they sell to people they know only. They serve the people they know within the environment, not strangers.
Well, Nanaya, thank you very much for that update. Are authorities in the region doing anything about it at all? Have they said anything about it?
All right. So when the situation was it was rampant somewhere early this year, they brought out some of the people they suspect that they had undertaken this operation. There's this one person they tagged as Lone Ranger, and he has been the prime suspect for this rampant attack. But the police are yet to get hold of this Lone Ranger. Okay. So the police are still working on arresting some of these mobile money vendors. But what they are telling them is that you have to be more vigilant and steady your operational areas. Whenever you see strange people moving to and fro, you have to know that probably they are studying your operations, and therefore you have to take extra caution.
Nana Jama there, joining us all the way from the Ashanti region. Let's head to the central region. Richard Kojonyako is standing by for us. Hello, Richard. What can you report from there?
Well, what I can report is that at the moment, the mobile money merchants, they are taking some precautionary measures, including closing very early. Some used to operate deep into the night to about 11 p.m. And some to even 12 p.m. They hold a lot of cash with them. So now that is what they have decided. They are closing around 7:30 p.m. and some of them are even closing as early as 6. And they say that it's going to affect their business, but they have no option than to do so. Others have also started relocating from places that were that are secluded, and so they are moving to places where a lot of people operate at busy areas where if someone should even attack them, they can easily be saved, or some people can even come to their rescue. So these are some of the things they are doing, but they want the police service to help them provide adequate security in the market spaces and where they operate so that they will not lose their business. So that is what currently is happening in the Central Region.
I've just been asking Nana Ojima whether or not the police in the region have done anything about it. What is the police doing there in the Central Region? Do you know?
Not really something significant. We've not heard from the officials, from the police officially, that these are the measures they are going to put in place. But it is only the mobile money merchants that have taken their destinies into their own hands. They are ensuring that what is occurring in other parts of the country would not occur in the Central Region, and that is why they have put in place some of these precautionary measures so that should some attacks come, they will be able to know what they will do.
Very well. Richard Kodonyako, a correspondent in the Central Region. Now, let's come back to the Greater Accra region, because the Region Police Commander, DCOP George Alex Mensah, is warning operators to be mindful of the areas within which they set up their businesses as they engage the Ghana Telecoms Chamber on how to deal with these attacks.
Forehead, these guys were attacked by armed robbers, and they resisted the armed robbers, and the armed robbers had to shoot them, and one of them died, and they know the amount they took away. For now, we are still looking for the perpetrators. We have not been able to find out who the perpetrators were, because there wasn't any person who witnessed the incident, because he was there alone, and the incident happened before anybody could go there. But we are still looking out for them.
Have you also looked at the possibilities of CCTV cameras close to the Rand clinic?
In fact, we are looking at CCTV camera, but that place there was no CCTV camera. But they left certain clues behind, and that had been picked by the crime scene, and we are going to examine it critically. That might help us to get those people who were involved.
But it's not the first time that mobile money vendors have been attacked. What have you done about it?
Yeah, this is not the first time. I raised this issue for about a year ago, when I saw that there was a proliferation of these mobile money vendors. I raised this issue, and we met with the mobile service providers. We told them that is a risk area, because these guys are licensed to operate at any place without the security involved. You know, they are dealing with money. Any place that we deal with money, we need to have security. Like the banks and then the loans, they all have security. But these are people who are dealing with physical cash, but there's no security. And they will operate at anywhere. They are just licensed at any corner in the country, and that's a security risk. And I've raised this issue severally, and they are now our major problem that we need to tackle.
So what have you really done? You've raised the issues, because, I mean, people keep dying, we keep having the headlines. So what really are you doing about it?
I think recently you heard about the introduction of the motor patrol unit of the police service. It is because of these guys that we introduced that. Because these people who come and confront these people and take their money out on motorbikes. And we need people who are also equally on motorbikes to confront this issue. So that has come about, that has brought about the introduction of the motor patrol unit of the Ghana Police Service. But you understand, or you agree with me, that the police cannot be everywhere 24/7.
Yeah, that brings me back to the question, how are we doing? You've met with them, but what concrete action?
We wanted to collaborate with them. We asked them to assist us, to also assist them in the provision of security. You know, security is a shared responsibility. Most often, people think that the police are there just to secure everybody. But when you have your property and you leave it ajar, you open your door, you don't expect that a policeman will be at your door 24/7. You need to secure your property. And these guys are not secured. These guys are not secured. Their operations are not secured. We need to do something about it. It calls for a policy. It's a policy matter for which we cannot do. We will do our best. We will try as much as possible to patrol all the areas. We will try as much as possible to use our motor riders to move from these joints all the time, but you can be assured that we cannot be at every place 24/7.
Now, I mean, even the building, how they operate on tabletops, can't we even have situations where there would be, what do you call it, a regulation to say that they should be in? I mean, these are things that the police should be very concerned, because you said that many people have been attacked and you are worried about it. So why are we still worried? Why aren't we moving forward?
That is the matter. That's the issue I raise. That you don't have to allow these people to operate on tabletops. These people must operate in a very secured environment. An environment where even if they are attacked and they call the police, then you should take at least some minimum of 10 minutes before the people can associate. And our response time, now the police response time is about 5 minutes. So if you are going to use about 10 minutes to succeed, within the next 5 minutes the police will be there to confront them. But when you leave them ajar, and within twinkling of an eye, they are gone. By the time the police get there, they are already gone. So this is a policy issue. How do you operate in a money venture on a tabletop? You have about 30,000 Ghana cedis on you on a tabletop. My brother, you are just at a serious risk.
So when you spoke with the mobile money operators, I mean, the telecommunication companies, what did they tell you?
They appreciated our concern. They said they will come back to us, but as of now, we've not heard anything about them. But we are trying to do our best. I mean,
did you go to them?
Yes, we went to them initially because we raised the concern, because I saw that the increase in robbery is now not about robbery in the houses or homes or offices, but rather these mobile money vendors. Because these are the places that when you go, you get a lot of money. So we saw the problem, we raised it, and we wrote to them that we need to meet them to see how best we can all resolve this issue.
And what did they say?
But they also realized it, and they said, no, then maybe we need to see how we license such people to operate. Because we told them that you don't have to license anybody. Before you license somebody, you have to look at the environment within which he's operating. Look at his place. Is it a house? Is it secured? But you find, you and I will see that people are operating under a shade. And they are collecting money and giving money. No bank does that. You can't do that. That's not safe. That's not appropriate.
So now that it's becoming a trend, what are you going to do?
We will still advocate that there needs to be a policy. This is a policy issue for which we cannot do anything about. All what we need to do is that we increase our patrol system. We make sure that we cover all these areas. But when these things happen once a while, people will blame the police, but you can't blame us because you cannot be everywhere 24/7. We will do our best to make sure that these people are covered. And that's what we are doing.
Commander for the Greater Accra Region Police there. It's a matter of policy, he says. Well, what are the what is the Chamber of Telecommunications saying? Here is CEO Ken Ashigbe, who says that they have been engaging various stakeholders, including the Bank of Ghana, to actually develop that policy guideline, which will look into the establishment of mobile money centers in the country.
As an industry, our heart goes out to the life of the agent that was lost, and our condolences to the family and all of his relations. And when we met with the police command, there are a few things that we agreed that we needed to do. Some of them we had to do, some of them the police had to do, others we had to do together. So in terms of what we had to do, there's quite a lot of education that has gone on. So with the agents in terms of how they needed to protect themselves, actions that they needed to take to ensure that their lives were not at risk, and all of that. And that has been done by our members. And then following the meeting with the police, we also had a meeting with the Bank of Ghana, where all stakeholders were brought together to discuss the issues of security of the agents. And it also included a lot of activities, including actually even documenting where these agents were, and then plans to even introduce issues like insurance for the agents, so that if even they were attacked, the monies could be taken away, but they were sure that they would be insured. And there's some engagement with various insurance companies to be able to deal with it. So from our end, there's quite a bit of activity that have to be done. But with the Bank of Ghana coming in, they were going to bring all stakeholders together, because the challenge with these attacks are not an Accra issue. It was going to be done at a national level. That is why we have not gone back to the police. But it's not to say as if we have not acted. The things that are within that we are supposed to deal with, we've dealt with. But it's important for us to also realize that this is not a mobile money issue. This is a security issue. If you listen to the story that Joy FM carried, there were complaints in that area about general insecurity. You know, the fact that there were no lights there were people who had been attacked. There was a man complaining about the wife being attacked and all of that. So it's not just mobile money. So in as much as we are concerned about our agents and we're dealing with our agents, it's important that we deal with the general issues of insecurity. One of the things that we are advising our agents to do is ensure that they don't work late at night. But you see, it is also then preventing customers from getting access to the service at night. But for us, the lives of our merchants, the lives of our agents are more important. So we are advising on that. We are looking into systems that can be put in place to ensure that, even when these attacks happen, they themselves, their lives are not put at risk. Some of the advice we're giving to our agents is the fact that once they start operation, they need to make sure that they alert the police of where it is that they are operating from.
Mr. Ashibe, you mentioned education as part of the measures you agreed to take to deal with this problem. How far have you gone with that? I'm looking at nationwide.
On a regular basis, the operators meet these agents. One of the things that we wanted to do to escalate is beyond the meetings that we have, is even also general education. So of people who patronize the services of mobile money. As we're doing all of that, we also are balancing the need to be able to take the service as close to people as possible. But the most important thing in all of this is the lives and the security of our agents.
Exactly,
so
Mr.
that would
Ashibe.
take preeminence over being able to extend the service as close as possible to people.
Exactly. So while we wait for the telcos chamber and the police and other stakeholders to really find a lasting solution to this problem, there are many lives at risk, because criminals may continue to take advantage of the system as it is now. So how urgent are we looking at fixing or dealing with this problem?
So we are not waiting, because that's why I said to you that there has been education that has been going on, so far as between our members and the agents. And some of these things, when you do them, because you don't also want to open up to get the criminals to get involved, it's not something that will come and tell everybody about the details of the education that goes on. So that's going on. How quickly can we bring everybody on board? Definitely, we expect that the security service, the police, to provide the security for everybody. That you mentioned, the Irani clinic issue that you talked about. One of the people talked about going to see the assembling people to ensure that street lighting, was available. Me and you, when we pay our electricity bills, there's street lights that are supposed to be provided. The various assemblies need to be playing the role that they are doing. We would definitely be pushing to our agents to ensure that they don't operate within at places where at nightfall your security will not be guaranteed. We'll continue to educate our members that when you come and you're under attack, and it's not only mobile money, any time that you're under attack where the robbers come close to give away everything that they are asking for so that your lives can be protected.
Finally, Mr. Ashigbe, would you consider, for example, maybe putting a cap to how much a certain mobile money vendor can have at a particular time, or maybe in the near future, probably making it as cashless as possible? Is that an area that you can explore?
Yeah, well, the cash is the enemy of everything we do, and the challenge you have is that a lot of us still see mobile money as money transfer. So when the money comes in, what they want to do is to go and cash it out. So we need to work on all of us as a country. So one of the things that we are pushing as an industry is to be able to get a national merchant payment strategy so that we would use the mobile money to pay service rather than go and do the cash out. So that's something that we need to work at. That has implications for our financial inclusion, that has implications for our development as a country, that has implications also for security. But it's a big story. It's something in the medium term that we need to push. We have been educating our members to limit the amount of physical cash that they hold. And in the meeting we had with at the Bank of Ghana, there was the conversation about how do we bring the banks also in so that they are able to go around and quickly mop out the cash that various merchants will take. All of that conversation is something that we use.
Ken Ashigbe is the CEO of the Chamber of Telecommunications. Now, it's emerging that gun-wielding men who killed a mobile money merchant Monday evening at Asylum down here in Accra also attempted to rob a forest burial that evening at Adabaka. A worker there has been narrating to JoyNews how they went to hide in an office, but the robbers attempted breaking into that office. He said they fired warning shots and run away.
A worker at the Forest Bureau has been narrating to JoyNews the frightening moment one of the robbers attempted breaking into their office with one of their guns. The imprint from the gun that was used is still visible on the office door.
They were watching a Liverpool football match. So after the match, we decided to close. So I was just quickly going outside to lock the door, and I saw someone entering the bureau. So I stand and watch the person entering the bureau. So I was just watching the person. So after he entered, finished, then I saw second one coming with a gun. Then I just pushed the first one to hit the wall, and I ran quickly into my boss' office. Shut the door, and we are at the back of the door, struggling with them. They push, then we push, they push, then we push. Then we started doing what? Shouting. I'm robbing, robbers attacking us, attacking us. So people in the neighborhood started shouting. Before the armed robbers ran away. The police people came here came for their masks, their shoes, everything to the station with the bullets.
What did they leave here? Their mask?
They leave their mask. They were wearing a mask. They leave everything here. They tried breaking into the office, but we couldn't give them that chance. We don't know what will happen when we give them that chance to enter the office. We don't know.
I've also been speaking to an eyewitness. He is calling for the Ghana Police Service to ban the use of motorbikes after 6 p.m. It says the robbers escaped on a motorbike.
Getting run up before 7 o'clock, and I wanted to come and park the car in the house, and then the motor was parked behind me. So I told them that I want to go out, and so I went out. They parked the motor, and then I went out. I went around and came back. When I came, the police entrance was clear, so I went and parked my car, and then I went upstairs. Later on that I heard noise, and I came down. When I came down, they said armed robbers have been here. The government should ban them, or give them, if they can't ban them, they should give them curfew. 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, if we see any motor on the night or that time, we should arrest it and give it to the police to distribute it to outside police stations to work with. That's the only way they can stop this thing. In daylight like this, they can't do that kind of things. If they do it at all, they can catch them or they can see them. But night, you don't see them. You see, and
Maxwell Agbagba with that report. Speaking of security, let's head to the Ashanti region because police there have dismissed suggestions that they've withdrawn services in some Zongo communities there. The Council of Kumasi of Zongo Chiefs says police operations at Abuabo, Sabon Zongo and other areas have ceased following violent attacks on some of their personnel in connection with the killing of 7 Zongo youth for suspected robbery. Council Chairman Nana Akabon made the observation on the sidelines of Eid Ada celebrations yesterday. The Ashanti Regional Police Command says the claim is incorrect. My colleague Ohime Nteria, who has been speaking with the command officials, joins me on the line with the details. Hello, Ohime. Ohime, if you can hear me, what exactly was the response that the police gave to these concerns raised by?
The Ashanti Regional Police Command said the allegations are the suggestions by the Council Chief Naba Akabon cannot be true, just that the police in the region have reviewed their service operation procedures following the violent attacks on the police. If you could remember, somewhere last month, some police officers were injured when they were called in to avert demonstrations by the Ashanti youth. At that time, they had blocked the Ashanti Abuabu Road and sections of the road in Kumasi. And so police at that time said they sensed danger, so they had to review their service operation procedure. So now, instead of making the police so visible in the area, what they have done is to deploy more men in Mufti instead of the uniform personnel. And besides, they have also been going on joint police military patrols in the area. So instead of seeing more police officers with police vehicles, that is what has changed now. And besides, there are also vantage points now doing foot patrols in Mufti as well, so that they'll continue to provide security to residents in Zongo community. So they've also introduced armored vehicles in certain points where they think that their presence could also be felt. So it is not true that they have withdrawn their services from the community totally. And the community members have also attested that, yes, in some instances, they have seen some police officers in Mufti going about patrol duties in their vicinity.
But how are the community members able to differentiate, or how are they able to tell that someone wearing mufti, as you put it, is actually a police officer?
I didn't specifically ask them whether they are able to differentiate between a police officer in mufti and a police officer in uniform. But what they do testify is that in some instances they have seen some of them in groups patrolling their areas. So that is what they
let me finally ask Ohime if the community members or the chiefs who are raising this concern have actually had this explanation from the police command and whether they're buying it. I mean, is this something that gives them settlement, that settles the matter for them?
For police, they do believe that because the chief or the chairman of the Zongo chief have not seen the police personnel in their uniform, especially in some points where they have been controlling traffic. And that is where he thinks that maybe police have withdrawn their services. So yes, he said in those times there were some issues with traffic management at those points. So that is how come police have to introduce MCTV officials to manage traffic there. So it is part of their service operations. So whether to detail men to specific points at a particular point in time relies solely on the police. So once they manage to control traffic and bring the situation under control, there's no need maintaining those uniform personnel there. So what they have done over the time is to introduce the police and military joint patrol, and also police officers who do more of foot patrols instead of sitting in their vehicles where they could become targets for certain of the youth.
Right. Certainly makes a lot of sense. Ohimeng, thank you so much for that update. Ohimeng Teria there, a correspondent in the Ashanti region. In the meantime,